Hello, and welcome to a new island. I am so happy that I am going to be starting a no terraforming all frog villager island for the huge task that it is. Now, no terraforming means that I'm not going to be using the custom code pathing. I'm going to be using the codes themselves, but I have to lay them down one at a time. Now, I did get this idea from Crossing Channel over on YouTube, so please check out their channel. That's where I got the idea to start a no terraforming island, specifically from these two lives that they streamed. So do check out that channel and check out these videos if you want to learn more about this. And also all frog villagers. That is one heck of a mountain to climb, and I am so excited to do it. So let's start day one. Day one's going to be the hardest because we have to figure out which island layout we want to do with no terraforming. So first things first, let's start out this brand new island. We are going to talk to Timmy and Tommy. I'm going to set my name. I'm going to set my birthday. And I'm going to make my little tiny villager. I'm going to make them super cute. I'll maybe make it a little bit different than I normally do. I'm thinking about blonde hair. Normally, my natural hair is very dark brown. I do like to dye it as much blonde as possible. So let's go ahead and make this cute little character. Now, like I said, the island layout is the most important part of this island. Now, versus hard mode, which I've been doing for a while, where you can only pick one, re-roll maybe one more time, I can pick as many times as I want to re-roll on my actual island layout. It took me a couple of times, I think 4 or 5 times, but the layout is crazy important. When you're not terraforming, you are stuck with whatever island layout you have. That means the cliffs in the back, that means the rivers, that means the way that you're going to be able to place things in the future. You kind of have to look ahead and say, where am I going to be able to place every plot? Where am I going to be able to place the museum? Where am I going to place everything? And that's why the layout is so important. So let's choose some of these maps. This was the first one that was presented to me, and they were all just crazy. I didn't like any of these, especially the bottom left one. That's wild. And then this is the next set that was presented to me. Again, none of these really called out to me, especially the ones with like an island. Didn't like that. And then this, what's with the top left? There's just like a letter I or like a bone-shaped river. Like, I'm sorry, all these are wild. I don't like any of these. And then I came to this set. Now, these were all 4 of them were pretty interesting, where I did kind of like each one of them. And I end up going with this bottom left one. I feel like it gives me enough space to be able to place enough plots on the left bottom of the map. I have enough area too. The top right, there's a decent amount of space, and the cliffs are all pretty spaced out from the river. So I feel like this one is the best one for me to go with. Now, I also really want to have frogs as my starting villager. I think that is going to be my best chance of being able to start with all frogs as my villagers. It's not easy to do. When you start your island, you always start off with a jock and a sisterly villager. Now, out of all of the frogs, there are quite a few jock frogs. Now, out of those jock frogs, there is Tad, Ribbot, Frobert, Drift, and Custo. So I could start with any of those 5, but there's only one sisterly frog, and that's Diva. So my chances are pretty low of having Diva. I'm not holding out hope, but I will take any frog that is a jock. I don't care any of them. I like all of them. They're all super cute, but I feel... Oh, and I spoke too soon. There is no frog villagers. Restart. So these were the islands that were presented with me with my new island layout. Now, I like these. These aren't bad. None of them are really bad. The one in the top right, super cute with the tiny little heart pond. The one on the bottom left I like, but that weird little island I feel like doesn't give me enough space. And the top left, while enough space around the actual resident services, that top left version of the river is not good. So I'm really thinking the bottom right one is my best chance of enough space to place all of my villagers, have little neighborhoods. The rivers aren't taking too much odd space up. I think this one is the winner. So I'm going to do this one, and of course we're gonna re-roll if I do not get re-roll. We are going to re-roll if I do not get a starter frog. So let's hope we get a frog. Will we get a frog? I'm okay with apples. Oh, and we got a frog. It's Ribbot. I am not wild about Ribbot, but it's still a frog. So we're going to take him. We are going to roll with this island. I like the layout. I like the villagers. And Fuchsia, is one of my favorite deers. She is just so sweet and I love her. She's so cool looking. So I am very happy with Fuchsia. It almost makes me want to do a deer frog island, but I'm going all the way. We are going frogs all the way home, all 10 villagers. And like I said, that is a huge feat to take on, but I'm going to do it. It may take forever, but I will try. It may take 600 Nook Miles tickets, but we're going to do it. So, day 1, starting Animal Crossing New Horizons, it all starts the same regardless of whatever challenge you're doing. And the first thing we have to do is talk to Tom Nook. We have to make sure we set up the island for success. We are going to gather some branches and some apples, and we have to just talk to him about setting up the island name as well. I think that happens during our party that we have during the night. But let's first start with some tent placement. So I'm going to grab my tent. I'm going to grab it from Timmy. And we're going to find the best place, which I always think when you start off the game, the best place to put your tent is right behind resident services. That gets you right when you get out of when you start a new day and you get right out of the tent, you're right there, you're ready to go. You're right near the resident services tent so you can take care of anything you have to. Move it later on, but here in the beginning, you do so many things right up in the front of the store. It really makes more sense to have your tent close. So I'm just going to throw it here. I know I'm going to move it later. I am not worried about that, but for now, this is where it's going to be placed. Now, I also want to make sure that I place the other island, the island villagers. I want to make sure I put their tents in almost a formation of a neighborhood. I want to start that early. I don't do that enough, and I always end up putting them on the beach or putting them somewhere out of the way, and then it costs bells to move them. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to place every single plot, so I almost have like 2 different little neighborhoods and maybe a third since I want to do 2 groups of 4 and then 1 group of 2. I think that's a great idea, especially with them all being frogs. I want them nearby to a river. So when it comes to Fuchsia's house, because I'm very sad, I know I need to kick her out at some point, we are going to put her right near the river. Now, when it comes to how I'm going to get these villagers, I primarily want to hunt for them. I want to do Nook Miles ticket hunts. I really don't want to use any amiibo cards if I don't have to. I think that's kind of a cop-out. I can still do whatever I need to do to get the tickets, but I want to make sure I kind of stay true to that like ticket hunting to be able to find the best way to get these villagers. Now, I will start with the first 3 villager plots that I have to place. So I'm going to be doing one video that is a hunt for all 3. Now, I don't know how long that video is going to be. I don't know if that video will be a part 1, part 2. It will take a while for sure. Look how cute Ribot is though. Not to digress completely, but so cute. For a robot frog, he is a cute one. And I'm going to place his plot right behind Fuchsia's. I want to make sure I get this like exactly correct. I don't want him like off to the side or like not lined up. Does anybody else feel this way where like lining up villager houses is so stressful? I find it so beyond stressful to make sure that they're all lined up in the right direction, that they're not taking up too much space from one another. Is this completely lined up? I don't know. Let's see. I'm stressed. I'm already stressed. Let's see here. Maybe I go a little bit to the side. Is that right? No, we need to put it one more over. Yes, so right here. Perfect. That is where Ribot's tent should go. It is lined up with Fuchsia's. Everything looks great. I'm super happy. So let's move on from the tent placement and let's go a little bit further into the day. I know I only have to do a few more things before the day is done. And here we are. It is already dusk. And Tom Nook is letting me know that we're going to be throwing a party. I need some supplies like 10 sticks and apples. Now, I know he's going to ask me for apples after I deliver the sticks, so if you are restarting this game, just preemptively gather the apples when you're getting the sticks as well. It's going to save you some time in the long run and make it so you don't have to go back out and find apples. And I'm just going to gather both of those right now. Now I'm going to give these items to Tom Nook so we can get prepared for our campfire party tonight. And when I have the sticks and I have more than 10, he's only going to gather the sticks that he actually needs. So he's only going to take 10 from me. And then when it comes to the apples, he's going to ask for them. But I already have them because I thought ahead and I collected them just for you, Tom Nook. So he only needs 6 of them, so he's going to take the apples from me as well and leave the rest in my pockets. I can sell them once I'm done. Now, light the fire. Light it. Yeah, Tom Nook. All right. Yay! Now we have the fire built. We are having a real party, and this is the part that I really like, is when we all kind of fight for the name of the island, when we all know very well that my opinion as the main leader is the only one who matters. Everybody else is going to be able to put a name. Oh my god, his face right there? Excuse me? Why is he so angry? He looks so angry. Well, you're right. It's not deserted. We're all here on this island. He senses a great opportunity. And in the spirit of democracy, we should put it to a vote. In the spirit of democracy? What the heck? Okay. And just like every other democratic vote, it doesn't really matter because mine is going to get picked. So I'm going with PONDVILLE. I thought about it a couple of times. What kind of island would be better for an island full of frogs? PONDVILLE. There was a couple other ones I thought of, like Hopstown or, Hopper, but I really felt like PONDVILLE was the best, and we're going to kind of give it that natural feel. And I think with not terraforming, it gives us an opportunity to stay more natural with the island anyways. Let's see what everybody comes up with. Tommytown, Nookits, Buffsburg, and Awesome Beach. Oh man, good effort everybody. I always think the name Nookits for a whole island is just the weirdest thing ever. So, Deb suggested PONDVILLE. How do we feel about that, ladies and gentlemen? We like that? Wow, that's an overwhelmingly positive response. Each and every one of you clapped. All 4 of you. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. So we're going with PONDVILLE. Surprise. Now, since I've proven myself in naming the island, I am going to be the resident representative for PONDVILLE. Essentially like the mayor. I really think it's weird that they don't make you the mayor in this game, but you technically have all the responsibilities, because in New Leaf, you were the mayor, and you got to make all those decisions, and it was really up to you. But resident representative? I just feel like that's a weird title instead of just calling me the mayor. But I guess it's not a town, so we'll go with it. Now we're going to drink the apple juice, the fresh juice made from the apples that I collected. And without further ado, a toast. Cheers! Yay! Oh my god, the cute little juice. So this is where Tom Nook gives me the camping cot. And it gives me a unique ability to lay down in it and just go to bed, which you can't do at any other point in the game with the camping cot. So I'm going to grab it, I'm going to throw it in my tent, and it's going to fast forward us to the next day. And that's where I get to start all of my daily tasks. That's also where it resets to the time of the day that it normally is. So let's go ahead and do that. Into my little tent I go, and to drift off to Dreamland. That way I can start collecting these Nook miles so I can finally get my house, because this tent is just not the best. Sometimes I like to place a new person, a whole new user on my Switch, and I'll create them a tent around my campsite. And I think that's like a really good addition to the campsite area, to be able to have like a very unique item that you normally wouldn't have. You don't upgrade the house, you never upgrade the tent, and it almost looks like someone else is camping. And I just love the idea of that. So I might do that with this game. I have a couple other users on my Switch that I've made for that very purpose of creating other houses, so that might be a cute idea. Okay, I already slept, Tom Nook has woken me up, and I'm here to get my Nook phone, start the day. So, oh, he's letting me know I slept for a long time. And I have my Nook phone. It's made especially for island residents. Does that mean all of my villagers have phones? That'd be really cute. You just walk into someone's house and they're just like watching something on their Nook phone. So I finally have my Nook phone. I really like it. It's so cute. And it looks like I'm getting good reception. Which carrier do I have? Because I know none of the carriers here on the mainland are good. But on a deserted island, you're getting reception? Anyways, so this is where Tom Nook kind of fakes me out with saying that my modest sum of a loan of 49,000 bells is there. But I don't have any bells. Nobody has any bells when they start out on this island. That's why we're living in tents, Tom Nook. So this is where he tells me I have to get it by Nook miles. I can pay it down by getting the Nook miles. About 5,000 miles will get me that. It is not difficult to get these 5,000 miles. I'm going to show you how I did all the 5,000 miles in one day, and it is very easy to get through. There are definitely a few more that I didn't do that are also very easy. So let's go through how we can get those 5,000 miles. So first thing, run to the bulletin board. Put in a new bulletin board entry, and that'll get you some Nook miles right off the bat. So I'm going to just write that I love frogs. Beautiful. That is done. And then I can go ahead and move on. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead into this area, and I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to edit my comment, and I'm going to change my title. That will also get me some more Nook miles. Taking a new photo over here in the dark. And nope. Oh, there we go. Take a cute picture. Love it. And let's edit my comment. Now, this is a little bit of a joke here I'm going to enter in, but I really like it. And it's, man, I love frogs. If you know, you know. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. So, man, I love frogs. And then I also have my title, which I'm going to change, which I like to make it weird, but I really don't have a lot right now. They're all pretty normal. Festive Crossing. Festive Grandma. That's a good one. Okay, I'm going with Festive Grandma. I got some miles just for being on the island, so that's 500. And I also am going to have some miles for doing my bulletin board and for editing my title and such. So I have 300 more. The edit credit, which gives me another 300, so I'm already at 1,100 right now. And I have a little bit more for the bulletin board. So 300 more. So I'm at 1,400 right now, and I'm going to head over to the resident services tent. This is where Tom Nook is letting me know I can do the DIY workshop, where I can go through and learn how to finally make DIYs after being on this island for all of 5 minutes. And I did get a couple more Nook miles. I did shake down a tree and get an item from it, so I didn't even realize that would get me some Nook miles. So up another 300, which is great. And now that I'm talking to Timmy, Timmy's letting me know that I can now sell him items, and I can also buy items. Now, towards the beginning of the game, you don't really have a lot of actual bells to spend, but I do recommend trying to buy the items that he has, because that way you can have them cataloged for later on, and you can decorate while you can, get some more Nook miles just by putting those items actually on the island. So I'm going to sell Timmy some items. He's going to give me almost 3,000 bells for them, which is awesome. That gives me enough to actually buy something from him. Oh, and he's telling me about the fruit, of course, because if you eat the fruit, you can be able to dig up trees or destroy rocks if you want to. Very, very handy, especially towards the beginning of the game where you want to try and just move some basic things around. Oh, and I did get some more Nook miles from that, because I think I sold some items, so I think that's something that'll get me some Nook miles for that. So, oh no, I sold weeds. When you sell weeds, you get a lot of bells. Not bells, Nook miles. You get a lot of Nook miles, and that is a really great way to be able to rank up those Nook miles very fast, because there are so many weeds on your island when you first start out. So, We're going to sell him some more. Gonna give me 2,500 bells for that. And more Nook Miles because I sold over 200 weeds. So that'll get me 500. So now I'm at 2,500 Nook Miles. And I also sold some items too, which means I have another 300. I am racking up these Nook Miles. That is pretty awesome. I'm going pretty fast at that. Now, one of the easier ways that you can get Nook Miles, especially towards the beginning of the game, is catching bugs and fish. So I'm going to run around. I'm going to catch some bugs. Right away, I see a moth over here around the light in the resident services. I'm going to catch that. That's going to count directly towards those bugs. And because it's fall, I definitely have way more options available. It's actually not fall. It is towards the end of March right now in real life, but I really like the fall time. I almost wish I started in summer, but regardless, we are here. Who knows? Maybe I'll time travel back just so I can be able to do, and I catch a boot. But like I was saying, this summer, that's where you can catch sharks. That's where you can catch a lot of different fish and bugs like cicadas. So maybe I'll do that at some point. But for now, I'm catching some fish. I got a bitterling. I've got a yellow perch. I've got a bunch of different fish. And I finally see a balloon. And I'm struggling at it. So let's see what's inside of the balloon for now. Inside of the present. Ooh, a terry cloth nightgown. I wonder what that looks like. Oh my god, it's so cute. I really like that. That outfit's adorable. Much better than like the little gingham shirt I was wearing, even though we all know I love gingham. But let's plant some flowers. Let's get closer to that goal. That is also something you can get Nook Miles for. So let's plant some of those. And what am I going to do next? Oh, tool shelf. Tool shelf. The tool shelf is going to be a great decoration for around Ribbot's house because Ribbot is a robot. Robot frog he is. So we're going to go ahead and place that down outside of his house as just a decoration, but let's catch this cricket first. Catch the cricket. And I got it. It is just a regular cricket. There's no special name for it. So I think this is the perfect decoration for Ribbot. So let's go ahead and place that down. We're going to move it over a little bit so it can fit in between here and the water. And it's perfect. Perfect decoration for a robot frog. Now, I want to do a couple other things on the island, of course. I want to start collecting the wood. And I've already hit a couple of trees. I believe that gets me some Nook Miles. You do collect Nook Miles the more trees that you hit with your little axe. So let's do that. Oh, and it breaks. Of course it would break. But I do need lots of wood, especially starting out in the beginning here. I need a lot of materials. So, I made 10 things. Or I collected 10 DIYs. I also chopped wood. So that's another 300. I have also trashed some tools. One tool to be specific. I get more when I get 20 broken tools. Another 300. And for using my Nook phone. That's another 300. So I'm at 4,600. I only need a couple of more. Now I'm at the point where I have to donate my creatures to Tom Nook to try and open up the museum. So I do have about 4 different items that I can donate to him. And that way I can get closer to building the museum. Regardless, Blathers won't be here until the next day. But I can at least start that process going and get it built. So I'm donating him the fish and he gave me some flowers. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I do love my island to have a lot of flowers on it, so we can start that now. And if you enjoy gardening, stop by for some more. Let's see what else I can do here. I can give him another creature. And I'm going to give him the yellow perch. Now that I've given him this, I do think that I get something else for that. What do I get from this? I know he gives me the shovel at some point. Remember, I forgot to mention something. The flowers that grow will be very strong. Oh, okay. He's going to give me the watering can. I do need the watering can DIY, so he's going to show me how to make that. It is a great option to be able to have for many things. How might you water them, you ask? Well, I've just sent you the DIY recipe for the watering can. Oh my god. If you missed that there, I might have skipped past it too fast, but he says that his accountant warned him from doing things like this. It warned him from giving things out for free. Well, you've been doing that for many, many years, Tom Nook. At least you're consistent. Oh, hold the phone. Someone's calling. Oh, it's Blathers. Blathers, is that you? It is. It is I, Blathers. I'm here to sort a museum. Oh, the local fauna is abundant as expected. Yes, of course. Oh, I gave him 5 specimens already. So, this is where he's going to be able to give me the tent. All I need to do is find a place for it. And I think I found the perfect place over here on this little like peninsula. I think that would be the best place for it, the actual museum to be eventually. I thought about keeping him in the tent just for like aesthetics. I don't think I can do that. I want to be able to donate my art. I want to be able to get the cafe eventually, and I can't do those things while it's in the tent. So we're going to go ahead and place that right over here in this cute little area. So adorable. Really looks cute at night. I really think at night it makes it look really nice. So let's go ahead further with our Nook Miles. We need to finish this. Oh, and I have some more. Maybe I got 5,000. I need 5,000 Nook Miles. Can I do it? Flower power gives me 300. I just need a little bit more. Come on. Hoard reward. I put 5 in there indoor. Yay! So I got to 5,000. I'm at 5,200. Let's pay off this loan and let's get our house built so that way I can stop living in this tent. I don't want to live in this tent anymore. I'm free and clear of debt. That is a lie. That is a lie, Tom Nook. You know very well tomorrow I'm going to get another loan and I'm going to be in debt. Just plain Animal Crossing means to be in debt. That's all it means. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. He says 0 entrance financing, as if that makes me being in debt any more attractive. It doesn't. But I do need to pick a roof color. I'm gonna go with yellow. I think that's just kind of like the theme I'm going with currently. It's just like cute and yellow. I actually probably should have chose green for the frogs, but I'll do that next time because I'm just gonna upgrade my house again. So green, 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 green. I also have the Nook Miles Plus option, so I can go ahead and get all of those Nook Miles Plus challenges as the days go on. Let's talk to my good old boy, Ribbit. This place gets me so pumped. I just want to jog laps around the island and catch bugs and fish and lift and lift and lift a zibber. The jocks are so cute, but the jock frogs are a special breed because they're so small and they really couldn't lift much if they tried. So, you know, it's just adorable to think that there's a frog out there who's a jock who likes to lift things. It doesn't make sense, but it's so cute. I'm running around looking for balloons right now. I really want to see if I can catch another balloon before I end the video because there are so many that are constantly running through all the time my island, and all you have to do is kind of look up. At night it's a little bit more difficult, but during the day you can see the shadow pretty easily and you can see that there is a balloon in the air. I do not see any balloons though, so we're just going to go ahead and finish up the video here. We have done all of our Nook Miles. We are going to have our house built tomorrow, and we are going to start our next video with finally building those 3 plots and getting to a point where I can look for 3 frog villagers at one time. Can we do it? I really think we can. It's going to be a challenge though, so stay tuned for that video. And I'm so happy you were able to come with me for this journey, for this No Terraforming all Frog Island. It's going to be a blast. So thanks again. I hope you have such a great day, the best day ever. This is Sunday Crossing. My name is Devin, and have a great day. Bye.